Hello students, today we are going to discuss a concept from where the numericals are asked in diffraction pattern. Okay, so we have understood the theory. There are some theory questions sometimes they ask, and there are sometimes they ask questions based on numericals. Okay, so but there is only one area where they focus the numericals, and that is we are going to discuss today. So, and heading for today's class, so that we can understand the entire concept and the numerical, is the concept of angular width. Now let's try to understand the concept first. Okay, so this is your slit, and then there will be a screen, and this is your screen. So if I consider this to be the midpoint, over here you can see that this is how the intensity pattern looks like on both the sides. This is what we know the intensity pattern will be looking like. Okay. Now this one is my first minima. Remember what is this point? This is my first minima. And in my previous lecture I told you as such there is no formula for maximum. So if I draw a line, then this is my angle theta, and the same angle theta will be over here also on the other side of the screen. This is also first minima, and this is my central maximum. Now what exactly is angular width? Now remember, so suppose if I consider this to be an object, okay, just watch very carefully. Consider this to be an object over here, okay, and from I want to know that how much angle it is subtending, keeping my body as the axis. So if I have to hold the, I will take something bigger so that you can see properly. Okay, so if I have to hold like this, then the angle made between my hand, this is called angular width. That means how much angle it is being subtending over here. Okay, so over here, this is from here till here, this entire thing is my central maximum. Okay, and central maxima ends where the minima starts. So this is my minima, and we know the position of minima. So look at here, I am going to use two statements for the same formula, for the same angle. Look at it very carefully. Okay, now we know the formula for minima. The formula for minima is E sin theta equals to n times of lambda. Now for n equals to 1, that is this is for minima. Let us not forget this again, this is for minima. For n equal to 1, what is E sin theta? E sin theta will be equal to lambda. Correct? What is this theta here? Here comes the two way of understanding theta. You can say that theta is the angular position. That is one way, that is a clear way, that is the angular position. Where is the minimum? Minima is an angle of 30 degree, 40 degree, 15 degree, anything which you want to say, you can say here, correct? That's fine. But if I know this angle theta, and then if I multiply with 2, that means this becomes 2 theta, because this angle is also theta. So if I find the value of theta from this formula, then, and if I multiply that with 2, then this entire angle, which is 2 theta, is the angle over which listen this very carefully, this is the angle over which the central maxima is spreaded. Correct? So the boundary of central maxima is nothing but the position of minima. Okay? And with this trick we find the angular width of a maxima. Okay? Central maxima. So I can also call this theta as semi-angular width. I can also call this as semi-angular width. Correct? And if I multiply this with 2, this angle, then that is called angular width. Okay? So the theta, not sin theta, theta value. How will you find theta? Theta value you can find by using your calculator, which is allowed in the exam. That is the sine inverse of lambda by E. And you can quickly calculate. Okay? So that theta is called semi-angular width as theta and angular width as 2 theta. This is the concept which they asked. Okay? And once in one of the year they have asked the position of first maximum. That means this one, first maximum. So we know the formula for maximum. We know the formula for maximum already. Formula for maxima is E sin theta equals to 2n plus 1 Remember, it's always plus over here, lambda by 2. So in that year, I have that year. That year was 2006. So in the year 2006, they asked the position of the position of first maxima. Maxima. This is my maxima. So for finding first maxima, you have to just put the value of n equal to 1 for first maxima, and then right away the answer follows. You can find angle theta right away. Okay. So this is the concept on which they ask numericals. And remember, this is the formula which you have to use. Most of the cases, it is the width, the minima. Rarely, I am telling you again, rarely they have asked the question based on maxima, and this was the year which they asked. In the year 2006. In the year 2006, they asked about maxima, and other than that, they have never asked about maxima. Okay. Alright, so I hope you have understood this particular concept. Okay. So these are the two things. Remember these two things. If you know angular position of minimum, you can find the angular width of maxima. Okay. Now moving ahead, let's do some questions, and you will get an idea. You will get an idea how the questions are done, and it's very easy question. They ask for 2 marks, not more than that. Okay. So I hope you have taken a note. In 2008, so I'm just going to discuss around 3 questions. I will not take much time into this video. In 2008, the question they asked is that a parallel beam, or it will appear on your screen, a parallel beam of monochromatic light of wavelength 500 nanometer is incident normally on a rectangular slit. The angular width of the central bright fringe of Fraunhofer diffraction is found to be 60 degree. Find the width of the slit in meter. Okay, so what they have given the angular width of central maxima. The angular width is given as 60 degree. Now never use 60 degree, because what is 60 degree? Remember, 60 degree is our value of 2 theta, because it says angular width. So when they say angular width, that means it's the value of 2 theta. Okay. Then you draw a reference line over here, and this is where the maxima lies. Okay. And this angle is my theta, and this angle my theta. So if 2 theta is equal to 60 degree and theta is equal to 30 degree, and now you have to use the formula E sin theta equals to n lambda. For n equals to 1, your E sin theta equals to lambda, and E will be equal to lambda divided by sin theta. Now lambda is given to you in the question, and it is given as 500 nanometer. So you will write this as 500 nanometer. Nanometer is 10 power minus 9 divided by theta. Theta is how much? Theta is 30 degree as found over here. And sin 30, you know what is sin 30? Sin 30 is half. So you will get this as 500 into 10 power minus 9 divided by 1 by 2. Then 2 goes to the top. You can later on simplify the entire answer. Your answer will be 1000 into 10 power minus 9. So this will be your E will be equal to 1000, because 2 goes to the top, becomes 500 into 2, that becomes 1000. And then you can take this 30 multiply with minus 9, it will become 1 into 10 power minus 6 meter. And this you can write as 1 micrometer, and that is the final answer. Okay. See, look at here. The more it is in micrometer range, the more will be the spreading of the diffraction pattern. Okay. The lesser is the value of E, the slit, this obstacle. The lesser is the value of E, the more enhanced diffraction pattern you can observe. Okay, that is the reason why in the previous video we saw a good pattern of CD, but we did not see a very good pattern of the blades which are used. Okay, because we cannot maintain physically an order of 10 micrometer, but computer can burn a disk at a range of micrometer. Then I am going for the next question. The next question is from the year 2002. Question will appear on your screen right now. A light of wavelength 600 nanometer falls normally on a slit of width 1.2 meter or 1.2 micrometer, producing Fraunhofer diffraction pattern on the screen. Calculate the angular position of first minima. Okay, calculate the angular position of first minima, and then find the angular width of the maxima. So once you get the theta, you right away get the value of maxima. Okay. So let's see. So just always start with this formula of E sin theta. So this is year 2002. So you have to start with the formula E sin theta is equal to n lambda. For n equals to 1, E sin theta will be is equal to lambda. So sin theta will be is equal to lambda divided by E. Okay. And then you put the data. Data is almost 600 nanometer. 600 nanometer is your 600 nanometer is the wavelength, and width is 1.2 micrometer. So E is equal to 1.2 micrometer, and wavelength is 600 nanometer. And then we are going to put this formula over here. 600 nano means 10 power minus 9 divided by lambda. Lambda is divided by E is 1.2 into 10 power minus 6. And then you do the simplification, and you will get this as half. And this implies your theta will be equals to sin theta equals to half. Okay, sin theta equals to half means theta equal to 30 degree. This is the angular position. Okay, this is the angular position, and double of this 2 theta is equal to 60 degree is your angular width. Is your angular. Okay. One more question I will take. And this I will take from the year 2004. Okay. So this I am using 2004. Let's have the question again. In 2004, they asked a slit of width E is illuminated by a red light of wavelength 650 nanometer. The first diffraction minima is observed at an angle of 5.2 degree. See, this angle is 5.2 degree. The blessings which you get in ISC is you have the power of using calculator. Okay, so don't get panic with 5.2 degree because calculator will do that for you. Okay, moving ahead. Calculate the width of the slit and the angle theta 2 at which the second minima is absorbed. Second minima. So second minima. So we will use the formula of E sin theta equals to n lambda. We will first put the value of n equals to 1. Remember theta is given here. So E into sin theta. Sin theta is 5.2 degree. So this I will write as 5.2 degree is equal to 1 into lambda. Lambda is given to you as 650 nanometer. So lambda is given as 650 nanometer. Nanometer is 10 power minus 9. So this data will give you the value of E. And if you do the calculation over here, you will get the value of E as 7.17 into 10 power minus 3 millimeter. 7.17 into 10 power minus 3 meter. Okay, that means you will get it as millimeter, or you will get 7.17 into 10 power minus 6 micrometer. Okay, any one of them. Now you know the value of E, and now they are asking you to find the angular position of second minimum. So once you have got, so first data was given to you to find the value of E. Now second, with the help of E, now you are going to find the value of theta for your second minima. So for n equal to 2, your E sin theta will be is equal to 2 into lambda, and hence your sin theta will be equal to 2 into lambda divided by E, and theta will be equal to sin inverse of 2 is 2, lambda is 650 nanometer, so it becomes 650 into 10 power minus 9 meter divided by I'm so sorry, this is meter. Okay, and 7.17 is your micrometer. Okay, because millimeter is 10 power minus 3 and minus 3 will become minus 6 over here. So if you put the value of E in meter, remember you have to always put in terms of meter. So if you put the value of E in meter, you will get this as 7.17 into 10 power minus 6 meter. Okay, and then you can use your calculator and you will get the answer. As per the book, the answer is 10.4 degree. The answer is 10.4 degree. question, what is the angular width? Now for angular width you never go to second maxima, remember. For angular width you never go to second maxima. For angular width you always go to first maxima. First maxima, how much is the angle? Angle is 5.2 degree. So the angular width will be equal to 2 into 5.2 degree, and that is equal to 10.4 degree. These are the three answers which you need to find in this question. Okay, so please make note that for angular width you have to rely on the first angular position of the first minima, and as per the given data it is 5.2 degree. Okay, so that's all from my side. I'm sorry, there's one thing I want to discuss. And that discussion is this formula of E sin theta equals to n lambda. Okay. Now look at here. This angular position is directly proportional to lambda and inversely proportional to E. What does it mean? It means that let us talk about first minima only. Let us talk about first minima. So if I consider first minima for n equals to 1, directly proportional to lambda, inversely proportional to E. So if your lambda is more, your first minima will be at a larger angle. If your lambda is less, your first minima will be very close to the central line. So if I just have to compare, let us take two color, violet and red. Violet has the least. Violet has the least. So if I consider this to be the central maxima, then if I consider violet, if I am considering violet over here, then violet's first minima will fall somewhere over here. Okay, and if I am considering a red, then red's first minima will fall somewhere over here, because for red this angular angle, the angle for red will be more than the angle for violet. Okay, so make a note of that. Also it is inversely proportional to E. So if it is same color light, then if you decrease the slit width, your angle becomes more. If you increase the slit width, your angle becomes less. Okay, with this I end my lecture. Thank you for watching. We will meet again in the next class.